Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Sorry for the delay. Let's just go over the sheet real fast, guys. Right? Because I'm actually someone was up with my daughter, so I don't have all the time in the world. I'm trying to go over it real fast. This topic is basically on bias and different interpretation of different information. That's what this lesson is about. So if you look at it, it says, in which method? Let's just go over these questions. This question is from JMAP. I believe I put in the title of this live stream. The sheet is S.IC.B.3. The analysis of data 1. This is again information that's from the Regents Algebra 2 Regents exam. It says the first question says, in which method of data collection does the researcher intentionally intervene to arrange for a comparison of results, right? So if we're looking at this, taking a survey, making an observation, filling out a questionnaire, conducting a controlled experiment. Again, guys, the information for this worksheet came mainly from the study.com assignment, which I did give you a video on the definition of bias. Bias is information that favors one over something over another based upon a set specific viewpoint, right? Those are generally the questions that the regents will ask. So the answer to this question would be, if we're just talking about a data collection method, then it would be 4, conducting a controlled experiment. And that's pretty obviously, right? Filling out a questionnaire, a researcher wouldn't intervene. Making an observation, obviously, you're making an observation, so you're standing from afar. It's an easy question, easy answer. Taking a survey, no, obviously. It has conducting a controlled experiment, right? A researcher would intervene and tell you where to go, how to sit, what to put on. If we look at this next one, if we look at the next one, it says, which investigation technique, all right, is most often, a lot of these questions are starting to keep intervening, but a lot of these questions are based on what you would consider as common sense, but they're just putting it in mathematical terms. Mainly, you'll find this in statistics. So, 2 says, which investigation technique is most often used to determine if a single variable has an impact on a given population? Which investigation technique is most often used to determine if a single variable has an impact on a given population? So, what answer do you think that would be? In this case, again, it's going to be a controlled experiment. That's an investigation technique. Because in a controlled experiment, you can see what one variable, or what effect one variable will have on the total outcome. 3, a doctor wants to test the effectiveness of a new drug on her patients. She separates her sample of patients into 2 groups and administers the drug to only one of these groups. She then compares the results. Which type of study best describes the situation? Again, as you can see from this, guys, again, this is exactly the definition of what a controlled experiment is. So this one is, again, a controlled experiment. A controlled experiment is that where you can set the variables, you can set the terms, and so you can control for what one outcome, what one variation will change entire situation. Think of like controlled experiment of seeing if a mouse will get a cheese, and putting up barriers en route for the mouse to get the cheese. That again is controlled experiment because you're controlling the path that, or the variables, in this case the path that the mouse would travel in order for it to get the cheese. Right? I don't know if that's clear. So again, for four, we're looking at a market research firm needs to collect data on viewer preference for local news programming in Buffalo. Which method of data collection is most appropriate to collect data? Well, controlled experiment, you can't collect data like that. I mean, it's the data comes from the experiment. You're not trying to. You want viewer preference, so that's just going to be a what? It has to be a survey. So 5 says a school cafeteria has 5 different lunch periods. The cafeteria staff wants to find out which item on the menu are most popular. So they give every student in the first lunch period a list of questions to answer in order to collect data to represent the school. Which type of study does this represent? So what type of study do you think that represents? It's not an observation because you're giving them a survey. So, and it's not a controlled experiment. So 1 and 2 are gone. A population survey or a sample survey? Well, they're only giving one period, the survey. So it's not the entire population. It's a sample survey. So that one's a sample survey. So 6 says a researcher randomly divides 50 bean plants into 2 groups. He puts one group by a window to receive natural light and the second group under artificial light. He records the growth of the plants weekly. Which data collection method is described in this situation? So which one do we think, guys, based upon what the other question that we've been doing? Again, this is a controlled experiment. I'm hoping everyone getting this. Are there any questions so far, guys? You guys can let me know if you're here too, because then I can give you a credit for participation, improve your grade. Because I see there's 3 other people here. So, a sociologist, question 7 says, a sociologist reviews randomly selected surveillance videos from a public park over a period of several years and records the amount of time spent on a cell phone. The statistical procedure the sociologist uses is called a what? Which one do you think the answer is for number 7? Anybody? Anybody? They're recording the amount of time people spend on the cell phone. So it's like they're staying at a bench or from someplace far away and just making observations, right? It's not really an experiment. It's not really a census. It's definitely not a sample survey. The only thing it can be in the only thing it can be is an observational study. So 7. Anybody have questions on this? I did the first side of the sheet now. I believe I gave you 2 sides of the same sheet, the same worksheet. For all those, this is a worksheet from JMAP. S.IC.B.3 S.IC.B.3, analysis of data 1. All right, so you can pull that sheet up from JMAP, and then if you don't have it, but I did assign it on the Google Classroom. Does anybody have any other questions at all? Please ask me. Don't hesitate to ask me, guys. All right, now's your time. Now on Thursday, right time. Please let me know. All right, so if there are no questions, that's the reason why I did stop doing this daily, guys, because I was hoping that when I did do it, you guys would come loaded with a lot of questions on some of the worksheets as well as the .com assignments, so I can answer you guys. If I did less times per week, you had less opportunity to ask me. But All right. So if no one has any other questions, please continue the worksheet. Please also do the study.com assignment I did assign. I believe that's due on Thursday, and the worksheet is due on Friday. And I will see you Thursday. We might do the backside of the sheet. All right. I'm gonna end this right now. See you guys.